Hi, Ben Kingsley here. Now, the Moorr platform is all designed around achieving more with more. And when you think about that, what we're trying to do is help you optimize how you spend your money and ensuring that your money is working as hard as it possibly can for you. And recently, we've introduced two new next generational tools, Wealth Clock and WealthSPEED, to help you with that story. Now, in this particular case, we're going to focus in on WealthSPEED. We're going to work out how we can make it go faster by ensuring that we look at our spending habits and where we can look at essential versus discretionary spending. So what are we waiting for? Let's go into the example that I've set up now inside the Moorr platform, and we'll take a look at how you can make your WealthSPEED go faster. So here we are inside the Moorr platform, and I'm using the web version for this tutorial, but this is also available in the mobile version as well. You can download that from your favorite app store. And so you can see I've got example VIP and VIP2. They've got healthy income of $194,000 a year. They've got annual tax payable of $47,000. Their annual surplus cash flow is $40,293. Total cash savings and total property equity. So they're obviously in pretty good position. We're here to talk about their WealthSPEED and how we can improve that to make them in a better position than they're currently in. So we want to be focusing in on that. So the current WealthSPEED is $10.30 per hour. The SavingSPEED is $4.60 per hour. And the spending speed that is part of that SavingSPEED is $12.10 per hour. So that just gives us a little summary in terms of their overall position. Yes, there's lots of other rich information and insights that you'll be able to see inside that dashboard as well. But for ease of speed, I'm going to take us straight in to look at what we're here for, which is to look at bills and spending. So when we do a spending review, what we're focusing in on is a story around essential versus discretionary. And the best way to think about that is what is wants versus needs. And so in a lot of cases, our bills are absolute needs. And in some cases, they may be more wants than absolute needs. So let's take a quick review of that. We can see local government rates. Well, we can't change those. Water and sewage, again, pretty much fixed. House and contents, we can potentially shop around for those. Electricity, gas, again, all consumption costs associated with that. So you can see me working through the bills area, and there's not a lot that this household has declared as discretionary other than pay television. And it sort of makes sense, right? Pay TV, it's not really a need. It's more of a want. And so from that point of view, it sits in the discretionary area. Now, we're not going to touch that one. Internet these days is pretty much an essential as part of that. But let's start to think about the conversation inside our own households about the way we look at our spending. So there are things like groceries and non-alcoholic beverages where in a lot of cases there's a few little extra bits that we throw in there, a few little sort of treats and other things. And so in this particular household, they've said around 30% of their weekly spend is on discretionary, and the rest, the $250, is absolutely essential staples that they need to buy. And so as you work through that list, you can see clothing, you can see personal care, you can see household appliances and tools, you can see furniture, again, coming back to those wants versus needs. And so this household has been quite honest about what is potentially essential versus discretionary. And so you can see down the bottom here, we've got a total for spending of essential and a total spend for discretionary. And what we're trying to do today is about trying to make our WealthSPEED go faster. So for this particular example, I'm now going to take out all of this discretionary spending, okay? Times are getting a little bit more, household costs of living are going up. So we want to focus in on some of our bigger goals in achieving financial peace. And so we're looking at a bit of delayed gratification while interest rates might be a little higher than usual. And so we're going to potentially strip all of those out. However, we are going to keep that little treats in there for now, where we've got reasonable household income. So, from those points of view, we're sort of thinking that, a couple of treats here and there isn't the end of the world, but we've really stripped back on a lot of that other discretionary spending. So we can see when we change those numbers, we can see we've taken that discretionary right down, and there's a $6,000 saving that we've got per annum in that respect. Now, if we then go up to the home and see what impact that's made, well, it's obviously moved our annual surplus up by $6,000. And this is where the rubber starts to hit the road. So let's work back from the spending speed. So spending speed has gone negative 6%. So we've now just made a material impact in terms of the spending that we've been doing. And that's now dropped from $12.10 per hour down to $11.42 per hour. So that's a 6% improvement. But spending speed is made up saving speed is made up of spending speed and net income speed. So we have made a material difference in terms of increasing that saving speed by 16%. So we've moved it from $4.60 per hour to $5.28 per hour. And that has meant that our wealth speed has also increased. Now, why would spending speed have gone up? Well, that's a combination, saving speed, gone better than just the spending speed, because we've actually got that money working for us. So if we go and have a look inside our wealth dashboard, and we can see under the bonnet of saving speed that, we've got saving speed as a combination of net income speed and spending speed. That is allowing that money to obviously be then, put into interest saving, and that's where we're starting to get those types of extra returns. So it's building up that momentum in terms of how you're able to get to that area. And then ultimately, here we are with a 7% improvement. And so by looking at some of the decisions that we've made, we've now seen our wealth speed increase from $10.30 an hour to $10.98 an hour. And when that correlates into your wealth clock, you can see now that clock is ticking over that ever so quicker. We're just starting to build that momentum. And of course, this is just one example of looking at spending speed. There is obviously other areas in where we can go to work in terms of, reviewing the bills. Are all of those bills, from the insurances and our utility bills, are they the best price that they can be? Sort of going through that momentum. But it is all about, the focus here is about making your wealth speed go faster, because the faster that it goes, again, the quicker we get to our savings targets, or the quicker we get to being able to, retire earlier, or whatever it is in terms of what type of lifestyle by design and financial piece that we're trying to achieve for ourselves. So there you have it. I wanted to focus really on a spending review for this particular tutorial. There will be other tutorials that focuses in on asset speed and being able to really accelerate that wealth speed in a more meaningful way. But this tutorial just focusing on that spending speed. So please go through your household spending. Have a look at item by item. See where you can potentially make some of those savings. Set yourself that target in terms of the annual surplus. Make sure that you also look at, money smarts as part of that particular journey, that you can then start to see, well, how do I trap that? How do I track that in terms of what I'm trying to do? So lots of fantastic tools and insights that are available to you. But again, the focus on this presentation and educational tutorial was around reducing your spending speed, which improves your saving speed, which also correlates to significant growth in your wealth speed every hour of every day. Thanks for watching, and remember, knowledge is empowering, but only if you act on it.